everyone, today I've come on to do prompt 17 of Junk Journal July UK, which is a collaboration hosted by Lindsey at the Vintage Button on YouTube and is a collaboration between Lindsey and the Facebook group Junk Journal Community Chat Room UK, Be Happy Stationery, design team members and guest designers. So Be Happy Stationery is also a YouTube channel and that is hosted by Sandra. Do pop over there too. So today's prompt is nature. So here is my nature. Now I'm not very good at drying flowers, but these are actually flowers that I've dried myself from my garden. And aren't these colours perfect for this journal? I thought, oh my gosh, look at that. It's like they were made for it. But what I do with my dried flowers, I use them to decorate pockets and things like that. And I also do this with them. I laminate them. And then you can use that as a tag. You can use it as a pocket. You can, if I glued that across the bottom and up the side, it would make a tuck spot in my journal. Let's find a card like that. You could lay it that way and have it as a small pocket like that. If you did a long one, you could make a belly band by gluing a couple together. You'd then have a belly band if you glued that at the top and the bottom. So very, very versatile. Don't think, oh, I can't use it because it's clear, I can't write on the back of it. You don't have to write on the back of it. You can use it as a tuck spot, as a pocket, or as a belly band. You could also use it as a page edge. You could put some of your pretty ones down the edge of your page just like that. And you could even then use that to tuck things into if you wanted to, couldn't you? So that's one thing you can do with them. Well, several things you can do with them. And I mean, if you really wanted to, you could put white paper on the back of it and then you could write on it, but I think that would spoil the beauty of it. But I thought, you know, that way it's not going to crumble up, it's going to last, basically it should last forever, shouldn't it? Look at that one, I really like that one. I have done a few of these and I have made them into dangles. I've done smaller ones and I've put a little hole in them in the top there and used them with a pin and used it as a dangle. But as I said, I've made smaller ones for that. So I thought today I would find a page and I would do a page edge with these dried flowers from my garden. I'm very, very chuffed with those. So my journal is coming along. I've got all my little bits here. Look, I've got these pages I want to keep for writing on. This one, I really like that one. Oh, maybe they'd go down there, look. I'm thinking if I just literally just glue them on like that. These big ones at the back. If you don't want to dry your own flowers and you don't have your own flowers, you could, of course, you can actually buy them on Temu. Temu sell packs of dried flowers and there are some beautiful ones. I've got some pansies, I've got some forget-me-nots, I've got mixed ones. In fact, the ones that are laminated are from Temu because they're in those outrageous colours. I think they're outrageous colours for flowers, but yeah, they are from Temu and they're not expensive. So I'm going to start with that one at the top. I think the colours are just so perfect for this journal. I'm going to have them sticking out of the page a little bit. And I thought, well, you can't really use these ones to tuck things into because they're too fragile and they would just break, wouldn't they? They'd just break and crackle up and you'd end up with bits of dried flower everywhere. But on the edge of your page, you're not going to be moving them about and that, are you? So I thought that would work well. I like that. I love those colours. I'm trying to think what flowers they came from. I think they came from my peonies. That's where I think they came from. These pansies I buy from Temu and I love those. They're so pretty. Look at that. Look how pretty they are. they're like so fine and so delicate. But I would use those, say, I might put one there to decorate that. I might put one on a cluster. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I may add a little bit of something else on it, but yeah, I'm pleased with that. I'm going to wrap that over there like that until the glue dries, so that I don't get them glued where they shouldn't be glued. If they glue to this plastic, they'll just peel off. So that's what I've done there, and saved my other page so I don't spoil that. I might use it as a page in the corner of a page, and if I was worried about it, I would just cover it with sellotape. Yeah, you could sellotape back and front. If you don't have a laminator, use sellotape. Sellotape it back and front, cut round it, and it's just as good, really. Not as stiff, but you know. We've got our little birds here. Love this, love it. We could give them a little pansy in the corner there, couldn't we? I'm just giving you some ideas. You could do a row of those up the edge of your page, couldn't you? We've got my lovely butterfly. I'm really proud of that butterfly. I really love that. Yeah, that's really pretty. I could put one at the top of there. Where does it say garden on there? It says flowers there. Look, so I could put one there, couldn't I, if I wanted to? My grateful page. You can see how I've got that little bee there. That's the sort of thing I like to have, something on every single page, and often that will just be a little thing in the corner there. Here's my little fold out thing that I've made. I'm really chuffed with that. Me flippy flappy fold out. Yeah, oh, I could put one on here. Well, that would be nice. Yeah, that's going on there. I found its home. So pretty. I love this as it is, but yeah, it's got a little bits of purple in it, so that pansy is just going to fit on there beautifully. And as I say, if you're worried about catching it or anything, just pop a bit of sellotape over the top of it and it'll stop it getting caught and things, and yeah, it won't be spoiled in the journal. So that's that. And then, am I going to put something? Just want a little bit of plastic to put there. Let's see if that's dry. Yeah, I don't want that to stick to that page. I want something to put down the middle of there. Just a little bit of some, maybe even a piece of ribbon or something would work. Let me see what I have got. I did have some really pretty ribbon. Yeah, I've got this ribbon here. Maybe just a band of that down the middle, or it's not very natural, is it? It's not very nature. I've got some string. No, maybe some hessian. Somewhere I've got some hessian. Oh, that's quite a big piece of hessian, and that's quite that's a natural fibre. I think I will actually glue that down the middle there. It has it's come in handy, and it's found its home as well. I like it when things find a home. I have things rattling around my desk, and sometimes they're there for weeks before I find their home. So yeah, this is something I cut off actually the other day when I did the front cover of my journal. I used the hessian in that, and I cut off this edge, and I thought, no, I'm not throwing it away, I'm going to keep it. And now it's got a home, look, and that just has added enough to that. And if you wanted to, because it's hessian, you could now add a dangle to it. You could glue a little dangle up there. That is my interpretation of today's prompt, which is nature. I hope you enjoyed that and got some inspiration from it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.